welcome once again to another of our Among the Ferns podcasts. Literally, I'm among the ferns today. Were you looking for me there?
The camouflage is fantastic.
It's marvellous. I've got green fly up my nose now. It's episode 3 of our podcasts. I'm Paul, and this is Owen. Together we are your flower pot men here at Fernhill Garden Centre in Athlone. Now, episode 3, Owen. What are we going to be talking about this week?
We're going on to colour the garden with perennial flowers.
Wow.
So hardy perennial flowers that'll come back every year and reward you every year. So we're going to jump into that straight away.
Okay then, here we are. We've moved from the ferns, Owen. Looks like we're in the herbaceous section now.
We are in the herbaceous section, which is exactly where we are. So this is probably the most active part of the garden centre this time of the year. And reason being, this is where the magic is. And these are all plants that are just going to come back every year, multiply and perform. Different plants perform at different times. The secret with these plants is to select enough of them from the beginning of spring right up until the end of autumn, so you have something happening the whole time.
Brilliant. Now, we've got a selection of beautiful plants here. Do you want to talk us through?
I'm going to go through them kind of one by one and give you their virtues. Because, for example, this is kind of one that starts off the season at the very, very beginning. This is a Japanese anemone. And Japanese anemone kind of comes into flower in around February, March.
And what kind of flower would that be?
Beautiful little white flower. And you can get it in pink flowers as well. Can be very invasive plant actually. Some of these plants, some of these herbaceous plants, if they get into the right spot, they can just take over and become a little bit of a weed if you're not careful. And anemones is one of those plants. So if it starts to take over a little bit, you have to put manners on it a little bit. It's one plant that likes shady area, nice kind of shady area, moist ground, and it'll perform great. But it's one of those plants that just comes back every year and really, really rewards you.
And what kind of maintenance does this need? Will it just,
very
go for it and take over everything? It's more training it back rather than feeding it.
Controlling it.
Yeah.
The maintenance on herbaceous will vary. So the likes of this is controlling it. The likes of our crocosmia here is splitting it.
Now, just describe what this is, because for the benefit of the people listening rather than watching this is what, it's 2 or 3 foot high at the moment?
It's a leafy foliage plant that comes into flower in around July, August with beautiful orange and red and yellow flowers. This particular one is called Evergrow, which another beautiful one is called Lucifer, and they are really hardy plants. You'll see these grow wild actually down in some parts of Kerry and Cork in ditches. You get the small orange.
I thought they looked familiar.
Yes, a lot of these plants that we have here are derivatives from the wild plants, but these particular varieties are ones that are grown to produce better, stronger, more resistant flowers. Brilliant plant for cut flowers. A lot of what we're talking about here today are amazing plants for cut flowers. So Lucifer, crocosmia is a must-have. It's great for structure as well. It's nice to have a bit of structure in your herbaceous borders, because the shape of that, it looks like that all year round and then produces amazing flowers later on.
Beautiful stuff.
So that's one of my favourites.
That's a nice one. And
this is all
right next to me is...
allium.
Okay, well, this looks like a sort of an explosion of a colourful snowflake.
Yeah, this is an allium. And an allium is a bulb. A lot of these are bulbs and corms and tubers. This is what herbaceous are. This is a bulb, and it just comes up. The foliage on it is absolutely rubbish, but having these planted in amongst your herbaceous borders, you'll have them come up, surprise you, give this wonderful display, then they'll die down, develop, spread, come back up again next year.
I'll tell you what it does look like as well. It looks like an oversized dandelion once the yellow has gone, and it's turned into the things that you blow off. Yes,
absolutely,
so that's perfect. Lovely, and this looks familiar. This one, beautiful.
This is osteospermum.
That's what I thought it was.
This is the hardy osteospermum. You can get this as an annual as well. This is called a Cape Daisy, and the Cape Daisy loves to grow in dry ground. Stays very, very low. So I mean, the herbaceous plants we're talking about here now have all got different shapes and sizes. That grows no higher than that. One beautiful thing about this is it actually opens and closes during the day and night. So in the evening time you see it closing up. In the morning you see it opening up, so it's a plant. It's just a magical.
Just like the daisies on the lawn and the buttercups and everything and the dandies. Yeah.
This is probably one of the largest species of herbaceous. This is a geranium. A geranium, you would be used to geranium as your annual plant that you plant out for your summer colour, etc., etc. These are perennial geraniums, and these are ground cover plants. and they will flower all summer in different colours of purples, blues, whites, different sizes from very, very low growing ones right up to ones that grow to maybe 2 or 3 foot. Quite a strong grower, so if you want to fill up an area very quickly with something that's going to be easy to maintain, give you reliable colours, can't go wrong with the geraniums.
Yeah, and will this kind of overtake, for example, the other ones? Or again, do we have to keep this one trained back like we have to do with the other fella?
With herbaceous, you kind of like them to kind of collide into each other,
right,
and give you a massive splash of colour. So it is important to pick the right ones for the right heights and the right sizes. So the likes of the geranium will work perfect with the anemone, so it will. And it'll work perfect. You want to keep the osteospermum to the front of it,
right?
It'll take over. So you need to be asking advice when you're planting these kind of plants.
Yeah, perfect.
Now
we look like we have a delphinium or something there. Is that a delphinium or
that's a foxglove?
I knew. Well, I was just testing you.
We have delphiniums as well. Absolutely.
Ah, there it is. That's the one I meant.
No, that's lupin.
Oh, it's a lupin. Where's the delphinium?
Delphiniums are over there. So
yeah. My eyesight's improving.
These are two amazing plants as well. These are tall plants.
Yeah, they are very tall.
So the foxglove, the delphiniums, they go up to the back of your border.
Yeah.
And they need rich ground, and they'll thrive. The lupin is one plant you got to watch out for. It's a devil for greenfly, so keep an eye on it for greenfly. Some of these plants, and we'll go through all the products later in a few minutes about how you look after all these plants, but that get greenfly every year, so you got to look out for the greenfly.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got another big daisy here. Is this a chrysanthemum?
This is a type of a chrysanthemum, but it's not actually a chrysanthemum. It's Lycinium, which is kind of a daisy that flowers this time of year. You get lots of different sizes of them, lots of different shapes in them, and they're just coming into flower now. Very reliable, fantastic for cut flowers.
I was going to say, and taking cuttings from that, Mrs. Carrington, my wife, she's got loads, and they just
pop up.
Oh, they just pop up all over the shop.
The
split them, and yes, exactly. So that's
another daisy, and a late flowering daisy. And you got to remember now, we're trying to get colour in your herbaceous border from spring right through to autumn.
Yeah.
This is one of the late flowering ones. This is Rudbeckia, or Black Eye Susie. You can see the flower on it there.
Yeah, just describe that flower for us.
It's a beautiful yellow flower with a black eye in the middle of it. Quite a large. This is a very strong plant. If you need to fill up a good area, a bit like the geranium, it's one of those plants that you need to have in your garden because it gives that lovely autumn colour from August right through till October.
Yeah.
You get this amazing swipe of orange flowers, and they last for a very long time. So they are just an absolute must for your garden.
Lovely stuff. And now I recognise this young fellow. We had this recently as Plant of the Week, didn't we?
We did. That's your salvia.
That's your salvia.
And salvias, again, you have lots of different varieties of salvia. This is quite a dwarf one, so this.
Yeah, because I thought, first glance, it was a lavender because it looks very similar with the purple flower.
Correct. It's very similar. This is one called Midnight Purple. But you can get some very, very large. There's huge varieties of salvias, and there are an amazing range of varieties that are available. Tough, hardy plants, again, long-lasting flowers.
Now, the one you have in your left hand?
This is my favourite. This is Alstroemeria. Alstroemeria. You have lots more Alstroemerias behind your back there as well.
Oh, yes, they're beautiful. And this is in a beautiful crimson red colour.
Yeah, it's one of those that just flowers the whole summer. It's most herbaceous plants we have here will flower for maybe 6 to 8 weeks. This flowers continually, like the geranium.
Yeah.
The geranium and the Alstroemeria will flower the entire summer.
Oh, it smells beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful plant.
It's got a very nice perfume.
It's not 100% hardy, but having said that, the last couple of years I have it in my own garden and it's come back every year, no problem at all.
Yeah.
So it's just on the edge of hardness. What I mean by edge of hardness, -10, -12, it might get into trouble. Anything above that, no problem. We have had no major frost the last couple of years, so Alstroemerias have been doing very well because of that.
And as you say, we'll be going through some of the products to help look after the plants.
We'll be doing
in just a few moments.
We'll be jumping.
We've got one or two more plants
we'll
here.
We'll jump into that in 2 seconds now.
To go through.
This is phlox. People love the phlox. The phlox is a beautiful range of plants. This one here is the verbena, and the final one we have here is the geum. Geum is very like the geranium. It's one that flowers on a continual basis. Now these are all the varieties I've mentioned. There's lots more. I'm only touched the tip of the iceberg here. We have got hundreds of varieties of herbaceous here. Yeah. Ones for everywhere. I've missed the agapanthus. You couldn't miss the agapanthus.
How could you?
Agapanthus is just about to come into flower here as well. So there's a mindful amount of herbaceous which will give you colour right throughout the year. Now, how to look after them, what you need. That's what we're going to talk about next.
Marvellous. Well, we've chosen the plants, Owen. Now we need to prepare the ground, I suppose, don't we?
You do, and herbaceous, we spoke about roses last week, and herbaceous are as fussy as roses. They need really, really good ground. And if you don't give them good ground, they won't perform. They're hungry plants. They perform you look at the plants we have here. They will double and triple in size in the ground once you plant them in a very short space of time. So they really need excellent ground. If you don't give them excellent ground, they're not going to perform. So one of the most important things to get in the ground is this good old farmyard manure.
Well, you know, I'm glad you've mentioned that it's manure, because I was just thinking about your aftershave. I thought, do I mention this? But it's the manure, is it?
It's actually not the manure. It's the next product I'm going to talk about.
Oh.
That is composted manure. People think of farmer manure, smelly old stuff that you couldn't put your hands on.
Yeah.
Compostable manure is that. It's composted with compost and manure, and it's perfectly easy
and what
friendly
kind of
to handle.
manure are we talking about that's mixed in there?
It's horse and cow manure.
Right. Yeah.
And it's processed.
Can you, when the horses run past the house and drop their shopping,
yeah, but
can I use that in the roses?
You can, but you need to have it composted for at least 12 to 14 months.
Ah.
And you need to have it in a way that if you won't touch it with your hands, don't put it near the plant, because it'll be full of acid, and it'll do more damage than good. It needs to completely broke down, and then when it's completely broke down, it's 100% safe.
Right, perfect.
So you need to dig this into the soil and get the soil in as good a condition as possible, and also some ordinary multi-purpose compost or compost from your back garden, as much organic matter as you can. The idea of the organic matter is that when you put your organic matter into the ground, it acts like a bank, a reservoir, and it holds on to the nutrients that you then apply. The nutrients you're going to apply, this is the smelly one.
Is that the old chicken feed? Is it?
Yeah, but it's chicken feed. It's on steroids, for want of a better word. This is chicken feed infused with seaweed.
Chicken manure, is it?
It's fast grow, so it's got chicken manure in it, which has got all the major nutrients, and then it's also got seaweed extract in it, which gives you all the minor nutrients. And this is a super fertilizer for herbaceous plants and roses. We spoke about it last week, but for herbaceous and for roses, this is a must-have.
Yeah.
And you need to be applying this once or twice every couple of months.
Right.
So that's
initially you mix this in the soil. You actually plant
exactly,
the
and then put it on top of the soil after you plant.
Yeah.
Other fertilizers that are very important to give that extra bang for growth.
Whoops.
This is a new one that's come out recently from Westland. It's called Boost, and I found this brilliant. This is a liquid form, and this is a granular form. This is a 6 months release.
And what do they do?
This will slowly release fertilizer over a 4 to 6 months period, according to temperature. As the temperature rises, it'll release more fertilizer. As temperature drops, it'll release less. So it's a very clever fertilizer. So it's a great one to apply once a year.
Yeah.
This then you just go around with your watering can and give it a good old dolloping every now and again.
Do we use these
in conjunction
with everything? Right, perfect.
All these things are important.
Yeah.
Now there's lots of other ones as well that you can get out there that are on the market, the likes of this one here, which is that's a very good liquid feed. This one here called Growshore, another good liquid feed. And this one here, which is seaweed, just general organic seaweed. That's another good liquid feed. So all of these are super feeds. If you have any of these kind of feeds in your shed or your house, put them on your herbaceous plants.
So we don't have to use all of these at the same time?
No, but just these all together. Once you put the good foundation in, everything else will happen thereafter.
Perfect.
The other things you need then, with regard to herbaceous, you need slug killer for the likes of our lovely hostas over here.
Little devils there.
Yeah, hostas get destroyed, so you need to put a bit of slug killer around that. And then you need some fungicide. Some plants, not all of them, but some of them do get a bit of fungus, and you need to kind of keep an eye on it. So you need to do a little bit of fungicide on them, and a little bit of insecticide killer, particularly on the likes of the lupins that we just mentioned a few minutes ago.
Now the ones that are prone to the green fly.
Now, with herbaceous, you don't have to be going out spraying them as often as you would roses, etc. But you need to be out in your garden and visually seeing what's going on. So if it looks like it's got green fly, you need to treat it. If it's got fungus, you need to treat it. You don't have to do it all the time. It'll depend on some gardens will never need it. But just be aware of it, that you will get funguses and green fly on herbaceous, and you need to keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. Can you use washing up liquid?
No.
A diluted solution of washing
yeah,
up
but
liquid?
it doesn't really work, to be honest.
Right.
It's okay. It'll wash off the insecticides, but if you overdo it with the wash up liquid, you can do more harm than good. So I would prefer to just use either use one of these, or else start putting things like tagettes, which is your marigolds, in around the plants. They will keep the green fly away as well. So there's lots of little tricks to there is.
So it's like a diversion.
Exactly, it's like a diversion.
Perfect. If you're a regular listener to the 11 to 1 show on Shannonside Northern Sound, you know that Owen joins me every fortnight. We answer loads of your gardening questions. We get so many questions, and I always promise that I'll print them off and bring them into Owen for when we record the podcast. So we've got a few here for Owen to answer now. Could you ask Owen, is bread soda good for tomatoes and other vegetables? I see this on Facebook, but you wouldn't know whether to believe it or not, says Maureen in Mullahoran.
Never use it, so can't comment on it. I wouldn't be a great advocate of those kind of things.
I like soda bread with tomatoes. tomatoes. Is that the same thing?
When the tomatoes are ripe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the application is, and I'm always a bit scary of those type of cures for plants because it can do more damage than good.
Right. Now, a Leylandii question here. Leylandii, I've got a row of 30 or so Leylandii. Some of them are going brown. Does that mean they're dead?
Yeah, they're dying. They're struggling. There's an issue with the plant. You could have an issue with the root of the plant. We had an awful lot of Leylandis that were rocked around in the storms we had last year, and the roots got damaged. Also, Leylandis can get a fungal disease into them, which can cause problems. But that would generally tend to happen along them all. If it's only happened on one or two, it may be isolated to one or two. The one good thing about Leylandis, they're a very strong plant. So cut back the ones that are not looking good. The ones either side or neighbours will tend to fill back into the space pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So remove anything that doesn't look good and allow the space then for the others to grow back into it.
Right, so the actual, the tree itself with the brown is dead?
It's probably dying, yeah. Probably dying.
Would you actually chop it out?
No, I cut it back first of all and give it a chance to recover. If it doesn't recover after 6 to 8 months, you'll be cutting it out.
And the others just fill in
just
the
fill
gaps?
Back in. And
Perfect.
Yeah, quite quickly.
Now, we always encourage people, of course, to contact you directly with their questions. And the email address to contact Owen is either owen@fernhill.ie, yep.
That's it, yeah.
Or info@fernhill.ie. Have many people been getting in touch with you?
Yeah, we've got a couple. An interesting one, actually, which kind of covers a topic we have here now. A lady emailed in wondering when is the best time to split her herbaceous, which is prevalent to what we're talking about today. And what she means by splitting herbaceous is herbaceous grow as corms and as bulbs, and every 4 or 5 years it's advised to get out with your spade in the middle of winter when they're all dormant and die down into the ground, and dig them up and literally split them with your spade into 2 or 3 segments and then replant them back into the ground again, which means these herbaceous plants we have here, they're going to multiply into your garden if you look after them and treat them correctly. So it's the time to do that really is any time from November through to about February.
Well, we've been among the ferns for episode 3 of our podcast down here at Fernhill Garden Centre in Athlone. We've been talking about herbaceous plants and all sorts today, Owen.
We have, yeah.
So next time, what are we going to be talking about?
We're talking about the lawns, the luscious lawns, from preparing and sowing a lawn to looking after and maintaining a lawn.
So we're going to go right from
scratch.
Right from scratch. So learn how to sow a lawn on episode 4 of Among the Ferns. Don't forget, of course, you can catch up on our previous episodes, episode 1 and 2 of Among the Ferns, on our usual outlets, which of course are YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, what are we going to be talking about again?
Luscious lawns.
Luscious lawns on episode 4. Do join us. But from myself and Owen, your flower pot men, it's farewell from Fernhill Garden Centre. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.